These people are the entire administration of Trump. These people are all of the corporatists, wherever they're from and whatever country they are from that are supporting the empire. You can call it an empire, whatever you want, but the specifics of it is that these people are the people in charge, like the Supreme Court, like the GOPers, the Christian nationalists in Congress, the Christian nationalists in the Senate. Oh, how about Stephen Miller, who is a total Nazi? He supports the Nazis.
Other people are steadfast in a cult and in a cult mentality. So that's a very, very different.
That happens on both sides, though.
Yeah.
The cult mentality.
Yeah, sometimes.
Trump has too much power, and that he needs to be reined in by the Republicans, the Congress, and the courts. You know, it's just, he shouldn't have this kind of megalomania control over everybody.
I think your shirt is interesting.
Danger, he's a traitor. He's a...
I'm a traitor?
I'll take one of those just so I know.
He's a Nazi.
This guy's weird.
He does weird stuff.
Nazi. Prove your...
He edits stuff so that it can make you appear...
I've never posted an interview that wasn't a full interview. So you just called me a Nazi, sir. I'd like you to prove your claim.
Will you please stop getting in my face?
No, you're in public. You just called me a Nazi. I'd like you to prove your claim, please. I'm not a Nazi. I'd like you to prove your claim, please. You're spreading misinformation about me. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This is Aaron again with American Interviews. Today it is Saturday. What's today? The 18th for the No Kings protest in front of the Humboldt County Courthouse. We're gonna ask people what they're out here protesting for specifically, and we'll see if we can get any answers. Okay, before we go any further, I should preface this video by saying throughout this video, multiple times, I say the word sow, and it sounds like I'm saying sow, like sowing seeds, but I am actually meaning sow, like sew together, mend, to mend. So I will make that abundantly clear when I say that in the video with subtitles, and also that I'm an idiot for saying that. For some reason, that was the word that was coming to my head, so deal with it. You want to do one?
Sure.
Quick one?
Yeah, if you don't mind me mentioning my page, I have
go ahead.
I have a Facebook page called Amplify Your Voice, which is one thing that I do, and I just really try to encourage people to be very loud. Let's get up, let's stand up, get fired up about what's going on with this country. The division that's already being sown in this country is awful, and we can't allow this to go on. And these people,
What do you think that is the main driver of the division in this country?
the president, and
Solely the president, or do you think the media cycle has something to do with that?
yeah. Both. The media is, especially mainstream media, especially any legacy media, you have to go to your sources like independent media to get anything that's truthful. You know, CNN, even these days, is just awful, the way that they normalize what's been going on with the president and this MAGA movement. And it's not right, you know. The president is incompetent. He's not healthy, but they don't talk about that. You know, he slurs his words. He's all the time. He talks in rambling sentences. He gets people's names wrong all the time. You know, and back, if it was Joe Biden, that'd be on Fox on the Fox on the Chiron for 2 weeks about how he stuttered a word.
I mean, that was on CNN too. There towards the end, it was everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
What specifically in the media cycle lately has made you say that Trump's health is slipping?
Oh my! You physically, you look at him, his hands, and what's going on there, and how they hide everything and try to make it a secret when it's quite obviously there's something going wrong with this man. He is an older man. He's slowing down. Sure, Joe Biden was slowing down, but he was, like I said, he was an older man. It's very natural. What's been going on with Trump lately is insane. When he's talking, about building a tunnel between Russia and Alaska under the Bering Strait. That's insane. To give $40 billion to Argentina, $40 billion to bail out Argentina, all because Scott Bessent has investments and has buddies there and makes money off of it. And so if Argentina fails, then Scott Bessent and his buddies and that their businesses fail. Well, Argentina goes and buys sells all of their wheat or their soybeans rather to China, where China has now placed 0 orders for any U.S. soybeans. So the soybean farmers now are screwed by this. Well, we give $40 billion to Argentina. Argentina has free health care. Argentina has free college. We don't have that in this country. So yeah, it's just the most corrupt, by far the most corrupt administration we have ever seen in presidential history.
For sure.
Yeah.
How do you think that we can bring both sides closer together and sow the division? How can we do that?
The biggest thing that I've said about that is to remind people there is no us versus them. It's we the people. And they need to understand this. This division has been sown and is rock solid. But I tell you what, I've seen MAGA people that are falling off of it. They're starting to see, they're starting to wake up. They're starting to say, there's something wrong here.
Do you think that this crowd would welcome someone from MAGA?
I would hope so, because I love talking to them. I talk to them online a lot of times, and I get some people that I can actually break through. Other people are steadfast in a cult and in a cult mentality. So that's a very, very different.
That happens on both sides, though.
Yes.
The cult mentality.
Yeah, sometimes. It really does. There are some people that are out that are basically anarchists and nihilists and stuff that are extremely to the left. And I think they fall into a kind of a bit of a cult mentality and something that's not ever going to be successful for them. What's going to be successful is when we all get together and understand that we're Americans and we need to fight for America and what America stands for. These people out here today are all fighting for the founding principles of what this country was based on. The original idea was to get away from kings, no authoritarians, no dictators. That's what we've got to get for. And for the past 2 weeks, we've heard nothing from the right, everything from the right about how these people, look at these people are all terrorists. This is the Hate America rally, what they've been saying. These people love America. It's quite the opposite. These people love America. Look at the flags. Look at everybody. These people love this country. They hate what's been done to it. So yeah, that's what this is about, and I love it so much that these many people are brave enough to stand up, and millions of people will be out on the streets of the United States of America today doing this. So I'm real proud of that.
I appreciate your opinion.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Sure.
Well, would you look who it is? It's our old pal. I'm doing some interviews. Do you have an opinion? Did you want to? Let's get in here, yeah. All right, so today we're out here asking people what specifically they're protesting for today. We know it's no kings, but if you could get one message out there to the people, what would it be?
That Trump has too much power and that he needs to be reined in by the Republicans, the Congress, and the courts. It's just, he shouldn't have this kind of megalomania control over everybody, and we're not going to let him.
Yeah. If I've been asking this one question, if there was one thing that you could say, how can we create less division between both sides? How can we sow the division between the left and the right, or whatever you want to call it, the extreme sides that just won't even listen to each other. How can we sew that up?
Just talking, just talking. Get in a circle, get some donuts and coffee, and just start talking. Nobody's going to agree on everything, but the putting people in camps and tribes, I think, makes a division where talking and listening helps.
Yeah,
So
definitely. One person said just being a good neighbor and creating community, that could sow division. I think that would work. I think that people need to get out of their social media bubbles and their echo chambers and be willing to listen to the other side and to the arguments that they have or the ideas that they have with, an open mind instead of just trying to close off and think of their next argument.
Yeah. And, I think that if people can, even if it's for a few minutes, just a short period of time, just start the dialogue and then try to find the areas of commonality first, and then work on the differences second, but find commonality. So,
Yeah. Humanize people. Don't dehumanize them, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Nice get up. You want to tell us what you're out here protesting for today?
No kings.
No kings?
No kings.
Just no kings. I don't believe we have a king. We have a president.
Yeah, and he's acting like he's a king.
Okay, so just that specifically is if you could get one message out to the people for what you're protesting for today, just no kings. That's the one message.
I guess another thing is vote yes on 50, on Prop 50.
Yes on
Yes,
Prop 50?
yes on Prop 50.
Wouldn't you say that yes on Prop 50 is since we're voting because Texas gerrymandered their lines, right? So it's like almost a vote yes gerrymandering against gerrymandering, right?
Right.
So let's gerrymander against gerrymandering.
Yes.
That's what it feels like. So wouldn't a no be more like for democracy?
My sign says that. Turn this around. Save democracy.
So a no on 50, right? Because gerrymandering is bad, right?
I don't know anymore. I don't know because it's split.
It's hard. It's hard because it's like fight fire with fire, I guess. But do we have to gerrymander to fight against gerrymandering? Do we have to cheat against cheating?
Like that at all?
Do we have? I mean, so for me personally, it's a no because I don't like the idea of gerrymandering to fight gerrymandering. But that seems to be like an unpopular opinion.
Right.
I think because we're afraid of Trump and what he could do if we allow the other side. Well, yeah, he'll continue and be worse. He just
right. But it can only last for what, 2 more years, 2.5 more years. You don't think that maybe just better policy and better candidates to run would be the solution?
He should be impeached. He should be impeached now.
Yeah.
And the reason why we have to go to such lengths now is because, last time he was impeached, it didn't really work much, So, we have to try something different. And sometimes you got to try stuff that might not work.
Right.
Before you might stumble upon the right solution.
I suppose I can see that point of view for sure. Well, thanks for talking to me, guys. All right, so I saw your outfit, and I liked your outfit. I like your staff. What are we out here protesting for today?
No kings. Like this is a democracy, and what he's doing is just insane. And I don't know anybody who agrees with anything that's happening.
Right.
And we all need to show solidarity.
Yeah.
And it's not about changing people's minds. It's about finding like-minded people.
Is the no kings, is that rhetorical? Do you think that it's more of a rhetorical thing, like we don't like the way he's acting? Or do people actually think he's a king?
It's definitely rhetorical because he isn't a king, but he's doing things that that a king or a tyrant would.
Right.
You know, and it's better to say no kings, because we all know that he's trying to be something worse, but we don't even want.
What would you think that he's trying to be?
He's not trying to do anything good. That's for dang sure. So who cares what he's trying to be? So we just need to, stand up.
Ending the war in Gaza or having a ceasefire come to fruition was a bad thing?
I don't see how could that be a bad thing. There needs to be none of that at all, to say the least. There's so many problems in the world. We shouldn't be adding issues. We need to be fixing things, and none of that is fixing. That's just destruction.
Do you think that
when it was?
Do you think that this administration has been working against all of those things? Do you think that they're not actively working to stop the wars and things like that going over in the Middle East and the Ukraine and things like that?
I mean, they're definitely funding war pretty much wherever they go, and we're giving money to Ukraine, and then Trump himself is saying pro-Russian rhetoric, basically, or siding with Putin on issues internationally. There's all of this just needs to stop, and a lot of things need to change. And just a lot of people showing up shows that a lot of people agree, and that things need to change.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful showing of solidarity.
I agree. Do you think that no matter who was in charge right now, whatever administration, don't you think we would still probably be funding the wars in whatever capacity that we are already? Do you think that it would really be that much different if, say, Kamala Harris was elected, or if any other person was elected this time?
I think a lot of things would be different. They wouldn't be perfect, but they would be better than now. Wouldn't be supporting Israel just flattening people left and right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse, but it could be a lot better.
Yeah.
It could be a lot better, and that's the real point, in my opinion. Yeah. And obviously, I didn't see this kind of resistance or protests during any kind of a Democratic elected official in the highest seat of our country. But I mean, this kind of just, in my opinion, just kind of speaks for itself, sir.
What do you think the answer is, or your best guess at an answer for sowing the division between both parties or both sides? Because it seems like no matter what one side or another says, it's like the other side just shuts off. And
just community. Just talk to your neighbor. If everyone just talks to your neighbor on the left and then talks to your neighbor on the right, then everyone talks to everybody. There's just a community chain right there. I walk my dog every day, and everyone knows my dog. And so everyone is just nice and friendly. Just go out and be a part of your community.
Yeah.
I think that is the real issue, is that a lot of people, they work too much, so they can't. And that's also a shame too. But at the same point, just talk to your neighbors. That's your first step. That really is. That's all it is.
Building community.
Yeah, and it don't have to know everybody's by name. Like I said, people know my dog by his name, and everyone by face, and that's all it needs to be. Yeah. I literally go, oh, hey, I'm your neighbor right here, and I point to my house, because I just walk on my street, because he's a little itty bitty dog. But yeah, just be a part of your community. That's it. Talk to your neighbor. That's all it has to be. I'm Robbie.
Cool, man. Aaron.
Aaron.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for talking to me.
Of course. Thanks to you for doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah. I saw your sign. You want to talk about Prop 50 for a second? I've been asking people about Prop 50 because I feel like it's a little bit ironic. American Interviews, it says right there. It's my YouTube channel.
Where do you stand, left or right?
I'm middle. I try to be unbiased in my interviews.
Where's this going to be shown?
I just said YouTube.
YouTube? Yeah.
That's right. You're your own person. You want to talk about Prop 50? I just have a question about, because it's about gerrymandering, right? So in Texas, they redrew their districts. So now we're going to redraw districts to fight against redrawing of districts. It just seems like a little bit of a catch-22, doesn't it?
It is.
You have an opinion.
Yeah, it is a catch-22, but we're forced to do it because Texas did it at the behest of the president, and the Supreme Court said it's okay. So we can't just sit down and be stomped on anymore. Yeah. I don't agree with this, but it's a temporary thing.
Oh, is it temporary?
Temporary. Yeah. It's
How long does it last for?
I don't know. That I don't know. Yeah.
But is anything really temporary when they pass a law? Like they said the Patriot Act was going to be temporary, but...
Yes, because our president stomps on the laws every day, so every law is temporary now. All our laws are now temporary. We have no freedom of speech. That was temporary now.
Well, this is freedom of speech right here.
But anyways, yeah. But thank you for your interest. But yeah, I feel like all laws right now are being violated by the people at the top of the Trump administration.
Yeah.
So they are violating the Constitution daily. They are breaking laws daily, and the Supreme Court is letting them do that. So that's it.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your opinion. Thanks for talking to me. Yeah.
Yes, I'm 50.
So what are you out here protesting for today, sir?
I am here in support of all the oppressed people in the world, no matter where they are. Palestine, China, America, LA, Mississippi, all the people in South America, everyone who is under the boot of the imperialist Zionist regime as it is represented by Trump and the Nazis currently occupying the White House and currently in charge of the United States Senate and currently in charge of the United States Congress and currently in charge of the Supreme Court.
When you say Nazis, is that more rhetorical or do you mean literal?
It is not rhetorical. These people are absolute, real Nazis. They celebrate Nazism. They love Musk, who is a avowed Nazi. Nazis never lost.
What makes you say that Musk is an avowed Nazi? I just haven't seen the evidence for that. There was the one slip-up thing, but I don't think I've ever heard him say that he is. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard them admit.
Just the Sieg Heil salutes and being from a Nazi family in South Africa. Yeah, there are many Nazis, and if I have to prove it to you here, you need to do your own research, as they say. But the fact is, we are in a moment of time where politics has been absconded with by the most evil, dastardly people.
Yeah.
And these people are in charge of the genocide in Palestine. These people are in charge of destroying the planet for the billionaires. These people are in charge of the injustice that's occurring now. These people are in charge of the Gestapo that is called ICE now, who are
When you say these people, though, are you lumping the whole Trump administration?
The entire
or
administration.
I'm just trying to get it clear.
These people are the entire administration of Trump. These people are all of the corporatists, wherever they are from and whatever country they are from that are supporting the empire. You can call it an empire or whatever you want, but the specifics of it is that these people are the people in charge, like the Supreme Court, like the GOPers, the Christian nationalists in Congress, the Christian nationalists in the Senate. Oh, how about Stephen Miller, who is a total Nazi? He supports the Nazis. They talk about it all the time. It's not hard to find it anywhere. They have interviews on the news where they talk about how proud they are. Trump has said Mein Kampf was a great book. I mean, come on, man. These are not people who are making mistakes. This is not a dress rehearsal. I am here because the only war is the class war. I am here because if you're here interviewing me, you are the working class. If I'm here talking to you, you are the working class. If anybody driving their own car is the working class. Anybody who is here today without a bodyguard is the working class. Anybody who still has to pay taxes, rent, anybody who buys groceries from an income, you are the working class. If you don't have billions of dollars, you're the working class. Yeah. So this is about every single person standing up for the planet, for the future of all life. We are the working class. We are the human beings who support life. We don't believe in killing. We don't believe in stealing. We don't believe in oppression. I'm here in solidarity with all the people who can't talk.
Right.
with all the people right now who are already buried by this empire. That's why I saw your interview station and your American Interviews logo, and I said, well, I want to give this guy what I think is happening for me.
We love that.
Because it's really happening.
Yeah.
This is not scripted. No one here is being paid by George Soros.
Right.
No one here has an income from this. Most people here, a lot of my friends are here. I'm one of the younger one of my friends. I'm only 72. All of us, or not all of us, most of us are on Social Security. Some of my friends aren't even on Social Security, but we worked our asses off. We're not here because we got time or because our knees feel good or we can stand for an hour because our hips are fucked up. Well, excuse me. But no, we are here specifically because we have a longer perspective maybe than younger people. I might not be that educated, but as time has gone on, I've realized, by golly, this is a setup. It's not an accident. It's a business plan being executed. It's a business plan being executed by billionaires and their cohorts. And I just want to thank you very much for taking a minute to talk to me. And I really appreciate it. I hope you get some good opinions from other people and it makes a good show for you. And I'll look for you on YouTube.
Cool.
And thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Of course. One question I've been asking people is, if you could say one thing, give out one message to the people, how can we sow the division between both sides, between the parties? How can we sow the division of the American people since we've become so divided?
This is not a political question you're asking.
Right.
This is a spiritual question that you're asking. The crisis we face is not a political crisis, even though it's manifesting for most people as an apparent political crisis. It is a spiritual crisis that we are facing right now. And the only healing between people who are at odds with each other can only come from within each individual's hearts. And to that I say this: if your finger is on the trigger for anybody, for anything, for anyone, take your finger off the trigger. You do not need to have your finger on the trigger against other people for any reason at all. Take your finger off the trigger and join humanity to save our planet. There is no war but the class war. Don't fight the class war for the rich. Take your finger off the trigger and all divides become healed, one person at a time.
Thank you, sir. Seems safe. All right. What are we out here protesting for today?
The unconstitutional actions of the president and his acolytes.
Can you point to any specific unconstitutional actions so that audience can just get an idea of what you're talking about?
Okay. For instance, the things he's doing, bombing those ships outside of Venezuela, he doesn't have the authorization to do that. Congress is supposed to do that. A lot of things he does, Congress is supposed to do. Congress isn't even in session, and when they were, he's doing them anyway.
Yeah. I think he just sent B-52s that way as well.
Yeah, he sent a lot of things that way. You know, I think he said that anyone that's protesting today is anti-American, right? I believe that anybody who says that Americans who are expressing their constitutional right to protest are anti-American, because the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are America.
I would agree to that.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah.
All right.
You want to ask me another question?
One question I have been asking people today is, how can we sow the division between both sides, between the extreme right and the extreme left, or just the people who don't want to hear each other out? How can we sow that division in America?
Well, there's a lot of ways, but one way that we haven't explored really that I think would work is to create a third party, a centrist party of liberal conservatives and conservative liberals, like a middle-of-the-road party, and that would be a block that would stop the fighting between the two of them, because they'd have to court that block to pass anything if we get enough people.
Yeah. Then we kind of run into it's like a catch-22, because, you know, back in the Whig days, there was 5 parties that people would vote for, and the president would only win about 26% of the vote, and they would go through with that. So do you think that would be a solution to the problems that we have with the 2-party thing that we have going?
Well, we now have a myriad of parties, actually. There's a lot of parties, but only 2 are strong enough right now. That's why we need a third party that's strong enough, that has enough people in key areas. And if you look at a lot of the states, there are certain people that were elected because they're sort of in the middle. Those are the people we should go after, and those are the areas we should start at, and then try and broaden it out. You know, before Newt Gingrich, because Newt Gingrich is the one that started all this, but before him, there was a thing where Republicans and Democrats would work across aisles all the time. Yeah. Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan hated each other, but they would go out and to have lunch and dinner all the time, and they'd still make deals.
Right.
Because it's what's important for the country. And people that are elected are elected to represent a constituency, but they're also elected to represent the whole country. And this is just to making America look weak.
Yeah.
And you know, and the other thing is, when I was younger in the 60s, we were all protesting. Since that, there hasn't really been any reason to protest. So now, the young people now have a reason to protest. They haven't had one before, but now they do.
Yeah. So you do think that division in America makes us look weak, specifically to other countries?
Yes, and to each other, because when people are, and also it allows demagogues to rise, right. Because when people are arguing with each other, all you need is somebody to come along and fan the fire, which we know who is doing that. When that happens, that just keeps people fighting each other, and while everyone's fighting, they're going around the back door and stealing everything. I'm sure that all these deals Trump's making, he's getting something out of them. He's getting some kind of financial remuneration. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your opinion, sir. Thanks for talking to me, taking a couple minutes out of your day. And thank you for watching the camera.
You're very welcome. Thank you. I stole the idea off the internet, but I put the American flag in on the pentagrams.
Nice.
So.
Don't you think that that's kind of going on both sides? I think everyone's guarding those people up there.
They're trying to push for an election, a vote to release the files, and they're keeping that.
I think it's bad on both sides.
I think right now the Democrats are trying to release the files and prosecute.
I mean, if they were going to do that, they would have done it years and years ago.
They should have. I'd say prosecute them all. Prosecute them all.
If you ask me, I think it has something more to do with the CIA or the FBI, and that's why it's not coming out. What do you think? Epstein files. Do you think it's bad on both sides?
Prosecute everybody.
Do you think the CIA is protecting itself, maybe?
I haven't thought that deep. That's a very good question.
Because I think if it was going to come out, it could have came out 4 years ago when Biden was president. It could have come out when Trump's president too. I think both sides have people that were on the plane and on the island, and I think it's X out fascist. All right. Do you think that the fascist? Do you think that this term is more rhetorical for everyone, or do you think that people are thinking that we're literally living under fascism?
I don't want to say anything.
For sure. So she doesn't think that we're literally living under fascism, obviously. The MAGA... Wait, don't spin it. Spin it the other way. Spin it the other way. There we go. The MAGA White House is criminally insane. The MAGA Congress is full of cowards and liars. The MAGA High Court is illegitimate and corrupt. The only remedy now is the power of the people. Resist, refuse, rise up, and take it back.
Amen.
Amen. Are you Christian?
I am not.
Okay, why would you say that then?
Because it's a universal word that got kind of, picked up by a certain religious perspective, but we can all say amen, so may it be, blessed be, okay. All those things are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I was just curious.
Yeah, I think the best translation in any context is may it be so.
Okay.
as in the people rising up and taking back the power, which is what we're here doing right now.
Right. I appreciate your opinion.
I appreciate you documenting this.
That little boy has a preface on his sign.
Okay.
All right, so today we're out here at the Humboldt County Courthouse asking people what they're out here protesting for today. We know it's the No Kings protest, but what specifically did you come out for today?
I don't know. There's so many reasons. It's hard to pick one specific one. I think just coming out here and getting my voice heard and being part of this crowd and adding my energy to this environment. You know, I mean, it's great. You know, and there's so many things that I would like to see change. And as one individual person, it's so hard to feel that you are actually making a difference. But when we all come together like this, it feels like we can actually accomplish something. And, you know, and you don't feel so isolated. And, you know, it's really great. Yeah.
If you could give one message to the people about sowing division between the sides of people, of left and right, you know, Christian, atheist, whatever side you want to choose. If you could give some words of encouragement for sowing that division, what would they be?
Well, words of encouragement I would give for overcoming that division would be to remember that, you know, we're all human beings. We all have emotions. And I think a lot of the division is caused by emotional responses to things instead of people actually looking at issues and really examining them and researching them before they have a reaction. And I understand that it's really difficult to control our initial emotional responses to things. But it's so important for us to be able to do that so that we can start seeing people who are across the aisle from us or across the ideological spectrum from us as human beings. And that way we can connect on a more basic and fundamental level instead of on these political issues and these cultural issues and economic issues. If we can connect on that basic fundamental human, you know, connection first, then those other things don't seem so insurmountable, and it's easier to build those bridges and connect with people and actually, you know, build a movement that brings justice to all people, not just people who think like me.
Sure. Well, I appreciate your opinion.
Cheers, man.
Seems like a classy thing to shout with children around.
Right? Yeah. I'm hoping the children maybe just don't understand what you're saying. I don't know.
Probably not, but
I know.
I don't
know.
know.
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Have a good one.
You too.
Well, because he's got his own Supreme Court.
I think your shirt is interesting.
Danger, he's a traitor.
I'm a traitor?
I'll take one of those just so I know.
He's a Nazi.
This guy's weird.
He does weird stuff with
Nazi? Nazi?
He edits stuff so that it can make you appear.
I've never posted an interview that wasn't a full interview. So you just called me a Nazi, sir. I'd like you to prove your claim.
Will you please stop getting in my face?
Now you're in public. You just called me a Nazi. I'd like you to prove your claim, please.
I agree.
I'm not a Nazi. I'd like you to prove your claim, please. You're spreading misinformation about me.
Oh, you don't want to share?
Now he's hiding because he's afraid. He knows it's not true. So you can just go around calling people racist and Nazi and then, excuse me, sir.
You need to back the...
No, he just called me a Nazi for no reason.
You need to back off. You
This
are
is
being
public.
very aggressive.
This is public. This is public. This is public.
Relax. It's called nonviolent communication practice.
I know, that's what I'm doing. Hi! So this guy's spitting on me.
Oh, spitting, come on.
This guy just spit on me. Just spit on me again. Did you see that? You see that? Sir, why did you just spit on me, sir? I'm not going to answer. Why did you just spit on me, sir? All I'm doing is covering the event. Sir, why did you just spit on me? All I'm doing is covering the event.
You're stepping on my feet.
All right, everyone is all over each other, so. Sir, you just spit in my face. Why would you do that? And now he's stepping on me. Sir, what is your deal? Why'd you just spit on me and step on me? Sir, I'm talking to you. You just spit on me and step on me. Excuse me, sir, you just spit in my face for covering the event. I'm confused. What did I do to deserve to be spit on? You're in public. You're in public.
You need to stop.
You're in public. And he just spit on me and stepped on me. Excuse me, sir, you just spit on me for covering the event. Would you like to say anything about that? Excuse me, sir, you just spit on me and assaulted me for covering the event under journalistic intent. Would you like to say anything about that?
Please go away.
You're in public. Okay, neither do I, because we're in public. I can be anywhere. No, this guy's not me. Excuse me, sir. You just spit on me and assaulted me for covering the event. Excuse me, sir. You just assaulted me for covering the event. You don't want to say anything about it? You just spit on me and assaulted me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Whoa, what's going on?
Can't see very well.
Wow.
Hard to see.
Excuse me, sir. You just assaulted me and spit on me for covering the event. Would you like to say anything about that? Excuse me, sir. You just assaulted me for covering the event. Would you like to talk about that? You spit in my face. Excuse me, sir. You just assaulted me and you spit in my face for covering the event as a journalist. Would you like to speak about that? No, this is the typical behavior. I saw your sign. It says no fascists. I've been asking the question to people with the signs of fascism. Is that more rhetorical or literal?
Literal? Yes.
Okay.
Suppression of opposition by force. And then the list goes on.
That's been going on both sides, though, for a while now, the censorship.
It hasn't.
Yeah, it definitely has.
On one side.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I've been asking people with signs with fascism on it, is it more rhetorical for you or literal?
Literal, yeah.
Can you define fascism?
I'm not quite sure, but I'd say that fascism is, an all-encompassing essence of, control, fear, and domination. And right now, it's explicitly targeting people, people of color, people who have immigrated and gone through immense struggle to get here. And I think that we need to stand up and fight against, for these people, to protect people, and for our country, for democracy. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you for your opinion. Hello. How's it going?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing well. You became one of my most popular clips.
It doesn't matter to me. It's all garbage. A baby can't survive as a fetus. I understand I've had millions of people.
10 million, over 10 million people watched that clip.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You want to do another one real quick?
Well, sure.
All right. And she's back. My most popular clip, this lady.
Such a pleasure to be back again.
Yeah. All right, so what are we out here protesting for today?
Same old stuff. We need our democracy back. We're in danger of becoming a unlivable society, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to many of us.
What does your sign say today? Resist? It just says resist.
It says resist, and it's rainbow colors, and the other side says unity.
Unity, okay.
I have a trans grandchild.
Okay.
This is for them.
For sure. I can appreciate that.
And this is for everyone, whatever their point of view or their orientation is. It doesn't really matter.
One question I've been asking people today is if you could say one thing to the audience that would encourage people to sow the division between the sides and create more conversation amongst normal people, what would you say to people?
I think we have to all understand our common humanity and the importance of having compassion for each other. And I suspect that people who've been lured, particularly poor people who've been lured in the direction of Trump, are frustrated and angry and have been duped, frankly. Because if you're a poor person in this country, Trump is never going to do you a favor. It's a rip.
Yeah. Do you think that happens a little bit on both sides of the political spectrum? That maybe we're just being duped back and forth?
I don't think so. No, I don't. I think that there's some core values in the Constitution and in our right to protest. Look what's happened to people who've protested what's gone on in Palestine. It's hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
It's the nastiest, it's the nastiest evil of this century.
Yeah.
And to say that people who are protesting it are somehow in the wrong is hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
So yes, but we all need more compassion for each other, or else we're not going to get anywhere.
Right. We're doomed if we don't see the compassion and the humanity in each other, and if we can't have a civil conversation on things that we disagree with. I think that
civility needs to return, absolutely.
Yeah.
And racism and sexism and anti-immigrant stuff needs to stop. Immigrants are real people with real needs.
Yeah.
Who are trying to make a better life for themselves. And all of us are immigrants, unless you're Native American.
Right.
We're either immigrants or we came here as slaves.
Right.
We don't have any real birthright to this whole hemisphere as white people. And I might say, while we're talking about that watching particularly what the Yurok tribe has done here in the last few years is inspirational. They've opened the Klamath River after 100 years.
Yeah,
they're showing us ways to make a healthy world that we have forgotten or never knew.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be learned from immigrants and from the native people. And we should start paying attention. We are, I think, actually.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, thank you for your opinion. It was lovely to see you again.
I don't think it was as much fun as the last one.
Yeah, we didn't have as much sparring as last time, but yeah, it was good. Thank you so much. All right, honestly, I think that's probably a good note to end it on. We saw the infamous, she has the biggest clip on our channel, so we saw her again. I think that's a really good spot to end at. What do you think? Should we end it here?
End what here?
Nah, we're gonna end it here. Have a good one, guys.
The green frog, the dancing frog, is now the symbol of the resistance of Antifa, basically.
What green frog? Pepe?
The dancing green frog from the Portland riots. Or not riots, the Portland protests.
Oh no!
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, the Portland protests.
I saw the combination of your signs made me think of a funny joke I heard the other day was like, everyone says if they could go back and time travel and kill Hitler, they would. But then the guy I was watching, he was like, wouldn't you just go back and raise him right?
That's a good point.
It's pretty funny, right?
That's a good one.
Would you go raise Donald Trump right if you could? Instead of aborting him?
I don't know. I guess if I could, I knew what the outcome was going to be if I raised him right.
I'd love to raise him to be Antifa.
Yeah, exactly.
Or would it be like a butterfly effect where every time you try to correct it, it just gets worse?
Exactly what it is. That's why time travel's not successful.